when I spoke with Janine, I had asked her about playing her shot in the dark, and she had basically said that it's only a 1 in 6 chance to do it. We have not seen anybody play the shot in the dark, and it was almost like And she talked about this also with the playing the idol for Ellie, where okay, yeah, maybe I survive 3 more days, but it's kind of like a death sentence in this game where now I've sort of revealed myself to be, a paranoid person that has to play the shot in the dark. What chance do I have then after that, even if I survive the vote?
And that certainly plays into this paranoia narrative that we're now getting explicitly. Because I listened to that very nice Janine interview that you did, and I picked up on that as well, and it echoed what was talked about at Tribal Council. I will also take it a step further. I don't think it's even just this season. Okay, I know that there have been no shot in the darks played this season,
Mm-hmm.
no idols, no advantages. Period have been played at this season, if I recall. I don't think any
Mm-hmm.
extra votes have been played. But I'll also go back a little further. 42 and 41. No idols were played that canceled any votes. Like there were some idols that were technically played by the great Marianne
Andrea, yeah.
and Andrea was there, but no one played an idol to cancel a vote. If you started watching Survivor in the new era, you might not know how an idol actually works.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have not seen it. So those haven't been played. The knowledge of power advantages have been played and never have worked as intended. These almost all of these advantages. I mean, maybe an extra vote was helpful in one of them, but like all these
Marianne
advantages,
played her extra vote, yeah,
right,
when
right. So
Omer went home. Sure.
right. So exactly. So like that, but very rare. Like that's it. I mean, it's kind of so. I think it's this season, yes, but there's something about this format so far that is ironically discouraging advantages.
That's so interesting that there have been more advantages than ever. And then also they have been more ineffective and less useful than ever.
Yeah, and I was trying to stitch together a hypothesis as to why this could be. Because one, I don't think it's the players. The players, as always, are one very well cast. The casting is as good, if not better, than ever. In terms of these very interesting people they put on the show, and not only interesting, they're ready to play. They all understand it's a game where moves at some point will have to be made. They're being more cautious this season than typical, but I think that's sometimes a good idea. I don't think it's the players inherently that are not primed to play advantages. Another option is just the fact that now advantages are just so well known. Now everyone knows where all the idols are, save one glaring exit interview falsification exception.
Mhm.
But everyone knows where they are. And if just like the knowledge is power is useless if you know where it is, the idol is kind of useless if you know where it is. I mean, it's not useless, but it's incredibly neutralized because the surprise factor is gone.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I think that the circulation of information, I think it's having that effect. That'd be my hypothesis.
Yeah.
Because all the beads make sure everyone knows where all the idols are. Because the whole bead twist, which I was hopeful for. I was actually kind of like I thought that would lead to something interesting when they had the bead twist on every tribe, and I was like, I kind of like the fact that they had the bead twist on every tribe because once they got to the merge, someone would piece together, oh, that means this person has an idol. Like I forget who it was. Maybe it was Noel who said something, and I think Ellie picked up on the fact. Oh, that means Cody has an idol. Noel gave up the fact that Cody had an idol without even her knowing
Mhm.
Cody had an idol. That's a great formula. The problem was the information got everywhere, and so it seems. So my hypothesis is the knowledge, the mutual knowledge, is what's neutralizing these advantages.
And do you think if you put on that producer's hat, is this very much not what they are looking for, or is everything going according to plan?
Oh, I think they absolutely want more idols and advantages to be played. I mean, the knowledge is power went out of play. Carla neutralized it by force against Geo, and then it comes back like 2 episodes later. or if like an episode later or something. So I mean, these things are coming back in clearly. There's an intent. It's designed so they're in play and to be played. I think
But
that yeah, go on.
if I feel like that production loves seeing these advantages and idols thwarted
Mhm.
just as much as they love seeing them played. Because if they really did want them to be played more and used effectively, why continue to build mechanisms that force the survivors to share the information about where the idols are when that seems to consistently lead to their ineffectiveness?
I think they overcorrected is what the problem is. I think that they would want a mix. They like it like if they always worked, they would be boring. If they never worked, they would be boring. You want the audience to not know if someone's going to play an idol effectively because that leads to drama, that leads to tension. So I think that somehow in when they're thinking about putting the games together, they wanted maybe people they didn't want people like sitting on the idols and then not being found because I think that the
Right.
like Xander sat on his idol but for all the way down to the end, but people knew about it. If I yeah, they had to know about it because of the butterflies and
Hmm.
quotes and everything. Um, and so I think they was like, okay, we want people to know it and people have to play it. And it's just the way that they've compensated for that has not actually encouraged them to play it. So I think that they wanted more play. They don't want zero play of advantages. They don't want people always just playing the advantages because then maybe it'll be just chaos. I think it's got to be somewhere in the middle, and they're not getting that right now.